You don't trade in for an upgrade. We are not cars. You build your future year by year. You write a love story word by word, letter by letter, day by day. And it gets more beautiful with each passing year. Life with God at its core is about giving up your life for something bigger and more powerful. It's about saying at every turn that God knows better than we know, and that His Spirit will lead us in ways we couldn't have predicted. That is how the world changes, little by little, table by table, meal by meal, hour by hour. We can take in the beauty of the creation around us, the changing colors of the leaves, the warmth of the sun, the breeze blowing. Over and over in the Bible, we see examples of people breaking bread together and celebrating in community. I love that the Creator created us to create. He cares about us. He cares about the big things and the little things. And why would God not love His kids all gathering together? Because He loves seeing us come together. He's the one that orchestrates everything, so He definitely appreciates the musical melodies that are the background to a bride walking down the aisle. Why we have a bride and groom, why we have a man and woman. A man who wholeheartedly, unconditionally pursues a bride. This marriage is a picture of God and His people, His bride. Because He's the only one who successfully, unconditionally, and wholeheartedly loved a bride. And it's a picture of a man who will never leave us, never forsake us. And that's what marriage is supposed to be. That's the covenant that come what may, life or death, sickness, I'm in. And that covenant is because of His covenant.
There isn't really enough nice things you could say about Bobby. He's one of the kindest people you ever meet, and someone who would give you the shirt off their back immediately. He's the perfect example of what a friend should be, and I'm so glad he's found a girl that's just as amazing as he is to spend the rest of his life with.
Bayley, you will always be one of my most cherished friends. I am grateful for the countless memories we've made, the belly laughs, and the ugly cries along the way. You helped make my college experience amazing. Capital simply wouldn't have been home without you.
Fast forward to today, in our third phase of life, and I can confidently say that Bobby's prepared for anything in his life with Bayley. And Bayley, you have a kind, lovable, committed man who will be there for you anytime and always. Bobby, you have a wonderful, caring woman who compliments you in every way and will be there for you just like you are there for her, and that you have always been there for me.
Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful. It is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag, and it is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude, and it is not self-seeking. It is not provoked, nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It does not take into account a wrong endured. It does not rejoice at injustice, but rejoices with the truth, when right and truth prevail. Love bears all things regardless of what comes, believes all things looking for the best in each other, and hopes all things remaining steadfast during difficult times, and endures all things without weakening.
I, Bobby, take you, Bailey,
To be my wife,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poor,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
for sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
Bailey, you can repeat after me. I, Bailey, take you, Bobby,
I, Bailey, take you, Bobby,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
Bobby, you've been waiting for this, and now you may kiss your bride. With the power vested in me by the state of Ohio, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Help me celebrate as I introduce to you all for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Austria.
Considered all the odds, girl, and you would yet exist. Do the numbers tell you how long will you persist? Say you're not a miracle, wrapped in thought and flesh. If you think it's not the case, girl, does it make you any less?
Bailey and I have been best friends for 13 or 14 years, and if you're wondering like how good of friends we really are, I'm married to Bailey's first high school boyfriend, so we made it through that, so we're pretty good friends.
Bailey was my roommate for our freshman year at Capital University and for several years after that as well. I remember posting on a Facebook page for incoming freshmen that I was looking for a roommate, and I got a message from Bailey. She checked all of the boxes. She was a nursing major like I was, and she seemed pretty normal to me. That was before I learned that she likes to make pterodactyl noises when she gets excited.
We all know that Bailey is a wonderful woman and deserves the perfect man. Unfortunately, you don't always get what you deserve. I'm kidding. I think we all know Bobby's a great guy. I've known Bobby since we were in the 4th grade, and it's really easy to imagine what a 9-year-old Bobby looks like. It's exactly the same, just significantly larger. Growing up, me and Bobby were neighbors, so at any time we weren't in school, we were usually out causing trouble, and at one point we actually ended up making a hole in the Austria's fence. So, I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Austria.
Growing up was hard to know which Bobby you were talking about. My dad has business partners with Big Bobby, sitting over here, and I have always been great friends with Little Bobby, sitting over here. But let's get one thing clear. There is no Little Bobby, only Big Bobby and Bigger Bobby. I could go to Bobby for anything. In my time of need, he would be there for me. Like Colin said, he would give his shirt off his back for you, and it really is true.
I knew that Bobby was the one that Bailey was going to marry the first time I met him in person, because we went to dinner and she pulled me in the bathroom and she was like, "So what do you think?" And Bailey's never asked that before about anybody that she's been with, and I was like, oh, he's different. I'm really happy for you guys. I'm excited to be here celebrating you two and the love that you share, and I wish you all the best in your future together. So, toast to Bailey and Bobby. You're welcome.
Thanks for being a 10 out of 10 roommate and an even better best friend. It's an honor to be standing beside you today on your special day. You deserve the world and a lifetime of happiness, which I know you have found with Bobby. Although I do think that it's kind of rude that after 6 years I finally learned how to spell your last name and now you're changing it. But I'll forgive you. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Austria.